Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun with Magic. And the fun thing that we are trying to do today is we are playing a deck that I've called Cat in the Hat, and it is Regal Caracal, who is a cat lord that gives all of our other cats +1/+1, and they have lifelink. And then when it enters the battlefield, it also creates two other cat tokens with it. And so what we're trying to do is play this with our hat, which is the Helm of the Host. And so this deck is capitalizing on Helm of the Host, which at the beginning of combat creates another copy of whatever creature it's attached to. So what we're trying to do is create a bunch of Regal Caracals that create a massive board of cats that are pumping all the different Regal Caracals and just making this massive board full of cats. And so with this, of course, a Regal Caracal being a 5-drop, Helm of the Host being 4-drop, 4 costs to put it down on the battlefield. You have to pay 5 to equip it. There's a ton, like this takes a lot of time to build this up. So we have a lot of early game stuff, a lot of different synergies that we're trying to build with this to help us go to the late game as well as just take advantage. So what we're also doing here is playing a couple copies of Panharmonicon, which basically says that anything that triggers when it enters the battlefield triggers a second time. So what we're trying to do is create copies of a bunch of creatures that have enter the battlefield triggers. And so every time we're getting a new creature that does those same cool things, as well as hopefully putting them on stuff like a Regal Caracal, which will create not only two cats, but we'll create 4 cats instead. Which, if we create a second Regal Caracal, we're also making those 3/3s. We're making them 4/4s and making a massive board full of cats. And pretty much, if we have 1 or 2 turns with Helm of the Host on a Regal Caracal, as long as they don't run into a board wipe, we just straight up win the game with how much life we can gain, with just so much fun stuff we can do. A couple of cards that we're playing. So first off, we want to have a couple of 1-drops to help us out. I've been running into a lot of control matchups, so what I'm trying to do is keep a lot of life gain in the deck for the aggro matchups, but I'm playing kind of 1-ofs, 2-ofs, as though I've sideboarded in my sideboard for control matchups here, as well as keeping in some of the strength against aggro. So I'm playing a lot of 1-ofs, 2-ofs, everything like that, and this is to give you some different viewpoints of what this deck can do, and I'll hopefully show you a lot of the fun things that this deck has done in the gameplay. So first off, we have a Johnny's Welcome, which can trigger multiple times as creatures come in, as long as we have Panharmonicon out, which definitely helps us out with a Johnny's Primate, which will get massive with a couple of life gain synergies that we have in here, as well as with Helm of the Host, it can get big. And what we want is every single card that we want in this deck, we want to, if we attach the Helm of the Host to it, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be powerful. So that's what we're doing. We have Fatal Push for some removal, Duress to get some cards out of those control players' hands. We have Anointer Priest, which this is super fun with Helm of the Host. If we get enough triggers of Helm of the Host on the Anointer Priest, it can just go off and we can be gaining 5, 6, 7 life each turn, and it gets bigger and bigger and more. And if we create Panharmonicon triggers with that as well, then we create even more, so that it doubles everything. So this is a really fun card. I have as a 2-of, just to be gaining life, have a good blocker on those early turns, as well as have synergies for just gaining life with the Johnny's Primate, a couple of things there. So one reason why we want to be gaining life is that a lot of our card draw triggers, because we need to be drawing cards so that we can actually play all of our big stuff, actually get all the lands to play our big stuff. So we have Dusk Legion Zealot here, which draws us a card as it enters the battlefield, and we lose 1 life. So if we have a Panharmonicon, we're going to be drawing an extra card and losing extra life each turn, which is fantastic. We need the card draw. As well as with the Helm of the Host, if we do run out of other creatures, maybe late game, we run into this, we can put it on immediately and draw 2 cards in a turn, which we spend a lot of mana to do that, but we can get a lot of value there too. So for the control matchups, we were playing 2 Kite Cell Freebooters. With this, we can be getting a card out of their hand every single turn. With Panharmonicon, we're getting 2 cards out of their hand every turn, so super powerful there. We have a little bit more removal with Seal Away. And then we're playing 2 Metalspinner Puzzleknot, doing the same thing as the Dusk Legion Zealot, with a little bit of upside of being able to pay just 1 life with it to draw a card. So we have 6 different triggers that can draw us cards that can help us out with the Panharmonicon thing there as well. So then we are playing Fairgrounds Warden, a one of to be able to get a few more creatures off the battlefield. If we get extra triggers with this, it's fantastic. Sunscourge Champion to be gaining life. Doomfall to get more stuff out of control players' hands, but also be able to exile a really, if we've been able to control other creatures on the battlefield, maybe we can get rid of a Hazaret or a Scarab God. Then we're playing Gonti, Lord of Luxury. So the funnest thing I have done with this card, especially with Helm of the Host and Panharmonicon, is I've been able to steal 3 copies of Approach of the Second Sun from a player, which when you cast it, it goes back into their library. But if you're able to cast 2 of their Approach of the Second Suns, oh my goodness, that's just as fun as as Magic gets. All right, so once we get into our 4 drops, we can start clearing up the boards. We're playing Ravenous Chupacabra. We can create an extra trigger with that if we get Helm of the Host. Panharmonicon, we're doing it immediately as it enters. So, and then we also have Angel of Invention, which is basically very similar to Regal Caracal. It isn't as big of a body in itself, and it doesn't create as much value there, but it also has a buff for every other creature that we have. So we want to play one of Angel Invention kind of as our 4th copy of the Regal Caracal, because it's just as good in some ways, and in some ways even better, but Cat in the Hat is just so much fun, and this one already has a helm, so we got to be putting on the cat. All right, so we also have our Angel of Sanctions here, which enters when it enters the battlefield, we can exile any target permanent that they control. Super powerful here, definitely helps out with our deck. And then we also have our Lyra Dawnbringer. To be able to give our angels +1/+1, and this one, if we just get a number of Lyras on the battlefield, really the they can't do much about it. If we have a couple turns of swing in with 5/5 lifelinkers, and they buff each other too, so they become 6/6s, 7/7 each time that these come out. Each Lyra gets bigger and better, so super fun synergy there. And then at the very top of the curve, we have this Noxious Gearhulk, which is another way to be gaining a life, destroying another thing off the board every turn. One thing I could say we could do here, if we feel like we are spending a little bit too much mana, you could bring in a Shalai to just give all of our stuff a little bit more protection, which is definitely something that we could do, and multiple Shalais is definitely powerful with the Lyra synergy here. So there's a lot of different ways you can go here. Like I said, I've kind of made this deck so it has control matchup possibilities as well as aggro matchup possibilities. So let's get into the games and see what we run up against and see how it does. All right, here we are. We are playing Cat in the Hat, and this looks like a decent hand. It's a little bit slow, but we're able to get some card draw immediately, be able to get a Primate out, maybe clear up some of the board right away, and we do have a Panharmonicon, so we're going to keep this. We have plenty of land. We're hoping to draw into an extra white source as well, but this looks pretty powerful for us right now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start out with the Desert of the Glorified, playing it tapped. Alright, and then we'll play Swamp, play Metalspinner, Puzzleknot, draw a card, lose a life. Alright, and some more card draw, we're totally fine with that. What we're looking for is we want to run into our Panharmonicon right on turn 4, which will probably do great against this deck. Oh, man. The one issue is that with them having Enter the Battlefield triggers as well, Fairgrounds Warden, if they have removal for it, can be pretty bad here. So let's go ahead, play Memorial to Folly. So we have turn 4, 4 mana. Play another Dusk Legion Zealot. Draw a card. Alright, so hopefully getting some burn out of their hand as well will be good. So this looks like they might be playing just mono red Wizard Burn here. Possibly there's blue somewhere that they just haven't run into. But this is a pretty powerful deck, and it gets pretty fast, so I think what we need to do next turn, we could play one of our 4-drops, but it seems a little slow. So what we could do is go ahead, play Duress, try to get some burn out of their hands, see what they have there, play Fairgrounds Warden as a blocker, as well as to remove whatever's out here. And so I think that's going to be our best play instead of getting... We could get more value off of Fairgrounds Warden, but I think getting a look at their hand is pretty important here just to see how much burn they have. Alright, so that is good to run into. We do have a way of gaining some life here. We could draw into more cards as well, so... Man, this is a tough choice. So we can go Duressing, clear up some of the board here, or we can play a Panharmonicon and get extra value when that happens. I still think this is the best call. So we go ahead and play Duress, check out the opponent's hand. Alright, so I think what we do is we just hope to draw into some ways to gain life. Take Chandra out of the game. We play... Man, if we play Fairgrounds Warden, they lightning strike it and get this back and get 2 more damage in with him. But it could slow him down for the next turn. I think what we do is we play Pridemate, and we'll just go ahead and trade here to get him off the battlefield. They'll probably lightning strike it, so we're getting burn to our creatures rather than to us. And then we just hope that we draw into something that gains us life. So opponent plays land, creates a couple goblins. I'm assuming they lightning strike here and then swing in for 2. So we go down to 12. Yep, lightning strike. Swings in for 2. We take 2 down to 12. And here we are. Let's see what we can do. So now the Panharmonicon, man. Now that we know they don't have removal, but they're going to be doing 10 damage between these creatures here. So I think what we do is we play Panharmonicon. They'll be swinging in for 4 damage here, possibly and possibly get in 5 more damage. But if we can remove the Demanding Dragon, a couple other things from their hand, or from the board, this can be definitely useful. Alright, so it looks like they didn't draw land, so we take 4 down to 8. See what they draw into here, if they have anything else. Alright, so they drew a Chandra. That means that they turn on all of these cards next turn. This might just be game here. So a Seal Away doesn't do it. We're taking 5 unless we play something here. This will just make us lose life. So I think what we do, we will play the Fairgrounds Warden. And we have to take the 2 goblins. Alright, so there's 2 damage. We can block here, so that's good. They could have pretty much had the game there. Alright, so down to 2. We're hoping for any way to be gaining life here. A Sunscourge Champion would help us out a lot here, but I'm not sure if it'd be enough. So we block. We know they don't have anything in hand, so they swing in and die. That's totally fine with us. Forsaken Sanctuary just doesn't cut it. And we know that they have lethal next turn, so we can swing in. I think the only thing we've got is to draw here for maybe a... yeah, we're done. So we'll go ahead and kill ourselves here. Alright, so here we are. We are playing Cat in the Hat in Arena Standard, and this deck is so much fun if we can get the combo off, if we can make it do some crazy things. So we have to get there. Oh, this hand is so slow. It looks like we do have to mulligan. Alright, so this is a pretty slow hand too, but man, I think we keep it with slow lands. I mean, if we draw into anything else, we have a chance to scry here. Seal Away for some removal. I think that we need to just draw lands. If we pull this off, this will be a miracle. Alright, so we'll start out with Forsaken Sanctuary. Hoping to just draw untapped lands, and we'll keep playing those. Maybe be able to cycle here. This looks like it's going to be Goblin, Godfarrow's Gift. Oh, come on, lands! More goblins swinging in for 1. Alright, there we go. We do draw into, I think, is a tapped land. And so, untapped land, please. Shalai would be pretty good here, as well as maybe a Gonti. Alright, so no land, but maybe a redraw here to draw into another land. A blocker isn't bad either. Alright, so land is awesome there. Alright, so we actually may have a chance with this now. So I think what we do, I'm worried they're playing God Pharaoh's Gift, so we don't want to fill their graveyard too much, but we will have to kill that on this next turn. Our Shalai does block here as well. But I think what we do is we play Isolated Chapel, gives us our Regal Caracal, which gains us life. And then we could hopefully get into our Helm of the Host and just keep creating cats. So I think what we do is we play Regal Caracal. The only thing they can attack in with is this Goblin Chain Roller now. Maybe Shalai next turn to protect our cat. And then Helm of the Host and just try to go crazy with it. I mean, we can play some removal if they have anything else that's really big that we need to get rid of. But I think that just getting onto the Helm of the Host plan is our best way to go there. Oh, no. So they get in with Goblin Chain Whirler. We're fine. We won't block now. We know we have some stuff to block later. And I think what we do here, we play Memorial to Folly. And I think we just Chupacabra real quick. Kill the Chain Whirler. Have some life-linking blockers here to help gain us life if they do swing out. The Trailblazer is a problem here. They can get in for 2. I don't want to get rid of both of our cats for that, but... Oh no, so many goblins. So they are definitely going wide here. Can deal 2 damage with the mana they have, so we're pretty much dead if they swing in. The one thing we can do is if we do play Shalai here, they can't target us. They'd have to do 2 triggers on Shalai first. So they're getting in with the Trailblazer. I think we block with 1. So they can sack it here. Oh man. I think they have lethal with the sack triggers here. So I think what we do is we try to get as much life gain as we can from this real quick. Try to protect our stuff and ourselves with Shalai next turn. And then just pray. Oh man. Alright, so trades with the Chupacabra. We go up to 9. Oh, so we can... Let's see, can we play both of these things? No, we don't have enough mana. Oh man, so let's go Shalai. Let's hope they kind of just take a turn, maybe swinging in instead of pinging us for damage. So no attackers here. This gives us protection. And then Sunscourge Champion can be awesome. A Helm of the Host, maybe to get more Shalais, but I'm not sure we'll have the time for that. Alright, so they're going to ping 2 on Shalai first off. Alright. So now, let's see, what do we do? Let's gain some more life. That's first and foremost. Gain some more life. And even though the Doomfall here isn't amazing, getting more goblins off the battlefield does help us out here. So I think that we go ahead and just fire it off just to get the extra token gone here. I mean, if they can try to sacrifice, but then this is going to trigger afterwards and they're going to have to get rid of something else as well. We actually might be turning the corner here. I mean, if they draw into another Siege Gang commander, we're pretty much dead. I mean, it depends on what we draw into. If we can get this Helm of the Host on more of these Sunscourge Champions, gaining 2 every turn is big. Maybe distilling their deck with the Gonti as well can be fun. We're at a high enough life total that he can't do too much without more goblins coming in. Alright, so opponent goes ahead and does some more damage to the face. Ooh, and a Regal Caracal. Alright, here we go. This is what we're looking for. So, play the Caracal. Hoping that this isn't another lightning strike. That could be pretty bad for us here. Create some more lifelinkers. We're going to go ahead and swing in with these 2/2s, gaining 4 more life. Swing in with Sunscourge. And now, we do definitely lose out if they do have a lightning strike here. But looks like they don't. They're probably just holding on to an extra land. So, gaining back life, I think we just turned the corner here. Oh, man. All right, so... So we definitely need to keep back blockers just in case they run into some good goblins here. Whoa, man, he's sacrificing his own goblins. Is this conceding? Is he gonna do... Is this fight with fire for 10 mana? Or what is he doing? Fight with fire. Alright, so Fight with Fire destroys our board, which is definitely good for him. So what we do here is I think we can get enough life, so we play Helm of the Host. We have 4 life gain here on the next turn if we don't draw into anything great. Gonti to try to take the best thing that they've got. Alright, so they do get a Goblin Warden here. So now what we're trying to do, a redraw as well. So I think what we do is we go ahead and play Gonti first. Maybe get something we can actually play, possibly a way to kill the Goblin Trashmaster. If not, we go ahead and redraw here and see what we have for the next turn. Ooh, all sorts of fun stuff here. So we have 7 mana right now. Fight with Fire, and the kicker cost we'd actually have to have black mana. So I think what we do, we could play Gutter Snipe. Siege Gang gives us a lot of blockers. So I think what we do is we go ahead and play the Siege Gang Commander. That's another thing we can put with the Helm of the Host and create some value there. So let's go ahead, add some black mana here, redraw. He can't get in for damage here. We'll probably block with 1 lifelinker if he swings in, just gaining life instead of losing it. Alright, no attackers. Alright, so we can, next turn we can either Sunscourge Champion, create a 4/4, and then next turn Helm of the Host, getting 4 life every single turn, which I think is really good against this deck. Okay, so he does kill our Gonti, has a little bit more ability to swing in here. Our Siege Gang Commander, we can play the Siege Gang Commander. We won't be able to use his ability, but we can create 3 goblins every single turn with the Helm of the Host and just create a massive board and swing in. I mean, that sounds fun. And maybe just do that until we run into a Caracal or something else that we want more. Gain the life when we need it. So we do know that he has Fight with Fire and only needs 1 more mana to do it. So I think with where we're at, let's go ahead and play the Siege Gang Commander. Then we'll play the Zealot, draw some more, Helm the Host on the next turn on whatever we get out. But creating... Oh my goodness. Oh, 4 goblins every turn. I forgot it creates 4. Oh my goodness. So much fun. Ooh, and a Fairgrounds Warden. So if we draw land next turn, we can Fairgrounds Warden and Helm of the Host. Get rid of the Goblin Trashmaster, create a bunch of goblins, go swinging. So no attackers. An Angel of Inventions could be really powerful here as well, creating everything, buffing everything here. Oh no, destroys our entire board here. That's a good play right there. I think we're still hoping for land, because then we can Fairground Warden. So yeah, no blockers. We'll go ahead and take that here. Alright, so Kite Self-Freebooter doesn't do much here. We have 7 land. So I think what we do is I mean, another Goblin Chain Whirler is really bad for us, but I think what we do is we Siege Gang Commander, go to combat, create another Siege Gang Commander, and just chump block for as long as we want to. I mean, we do run the risk that they could be doing enough damage here. We probably should have Sunscourge Champion, but I think creating that many blockers is valuable. And suddenly we have 5 goblins. So no attackers. It does have haste. No attackers end turn. We'll just chump block for now as long as they don't have trample. We're hoping they don't draw into any big damage spell. Alright, so they kill 1 Siege Gang Commander. They'll swing in. We can do this over again as well. But I think next turn what we do is we start taking care of their board a little bit. So we can... So we'll block here. I mean, the best thing to do is have Helm the Host on something and be playing stuff. That's a way to get the most... Okay, so he can destroy an artifact there. Okay, that's fine. So he destroyed the creature. So what we do here is we Ravenous Chupacabra first, kill the Trash Master. We'll probably kill himself to kill our Metalspinner Puzzleknot. And that's fine. We're still going to just Sunscourge Champion, swing in for 4. Alright, so he destroys our Metalspinner Puzzleknot as well. We Sunscourge Champion, discarding Kite Sail, because I believe he's going to play everything that he's got each time, pretty much. And then we swing out for 4, and I believe we have lethal on the next turn. Yep, we have lethal, and that's the game. So, oh my goodness. Alright, so even here, we're going to go ahead and we will Fatal Push. Go ahead and kill his guy. Make him kill one of these guys, maybe swing at us. And swing out. We could even go digging back for our Regal Caracal here. There's so many fun things. Alright, there we go. There's the game. And that is the power of this Cat in the Hat deck. It's so fun against goblins that were really going off really well. They had us dead pretty much, and we were able to turn that deck around. Alright, here we are again playing Cat in the Hat in Standard Arena, and oh my goodness, this deck is so fun. Last game we took out those goblins, and let's see how we do here. Alright, so we have 2 mana with a redraw and an Anointer Priest, so I think that we keep this here. Playing red, so aggro can be bad against us here. We may want to go... Alright, so they do have some good pirate synergies right away. We play Concealed Courtyard. Man, we need to draw into our lands for sure. You know, Dusk Legion isn't a bad blocker either. We can maybe trade with something. So playing that, even though we're losing life, can be painful. Oh man, all the 2/2s. Alright, so we play Swamp. Drawing land there is awesome. It means we have Fairgrounds Warden for next turn. Let's go ahead and we want to draw into even more land here. So let's go ahead and draw still. We'll just go ahead and block something here. Forsaken Sanctuary is a slow land. Spark of Creativity. Alright, so he just kills the creature there. Alright, so I think what we've got to do here is throw down Fairgrounds Warden, take one of these guys. I mean, we can have a blocker here. He only has 1 land. Okay, so he does get another land. If he swings in for 2, alright, that's just fine. I'm going to say he could swing in, get blocked, and then have the Fanatical Firebrand. So I think what we do here... Oh, man. 2/3 blocker is awesome here. So gaining life back. Great blocker here. No attackers. On-Trap Crasher is pretty good here for our opponent. What we're hoping for is land into Angel of Sanctions or Ravenous Chupacabra. Possibly the Caracal. Alright, so he's exerting. We just go ahead and block here. That's just fine. We're taking 3 damage there. He already played a land, so we know that he won't be able to do the 1 damage with this Firebrand. Alright. So, I think what we do here... Chupacabra on the on-crop crasher. We do have an extra turn to maybe put up some more blockers. So what we could do here... Let's go ahead, because we know that he's chained down, so we're going to go ahead and spend this turn to Duress. Alright, so we know his hand now. A bunch of Firebrands. We're going to go ahead and play Anointer Priest. And now we just hold back with blockers. These 1/3 blockers really are super powerful against these decks. It's awesome. We know they do probably have quite a bit of removal in this deck. So if they swing in with a 2, we're going to go ahead and block the Sunscourge Champ with Sunscourge and Anointer Priest, but we'll leave back the Fairgrounds Warden just because they can get too much value out of killing it. Alright, so they don't attack. So what we do is we go ahead and we Chupacabra. We're really hoping for land here soon. Chupacabra, killed on-crop crasher, have another 2/2 blocker. And no attacks. We are fine with trading and gaining life once we replay those later. And please give us a land. Alright, another Chupacabra is just fine. We'll keep playing those. I think that we kill this Trailblazer here. We could swing in possibly here with a Sunscourge Champion. Take some stuff with us, so we'll go ahead and swing in with just a Sunscourge Champion. Possibly could have gone with the Chupacabra, but I want enough blockers because we are low on life against an aggro deck. They could swing in, we block, and then play like a Goblin Chain Whirler, and that could be a pretty big blowout. Alright, so there's Hazoret. So we're really hoping for a land for this Angel of Sanctions here. So we will just block... Here, let's block with the Anointer Priest. To be able to have something we can get back from our graveyard. Hoping for a land for this Angel of Sanctions or Regal Caracal and just have some lifelinkers to block with. Alright, so there we go. We get land. They can have removal, but this is a pretty good one. So we'll go ahead. Angel of Sanctions, take the Hazoret, have a flyer to be swinging in with. They could have another Hazoret, which, I mean, then we're hoping to draw into our Helm of the Host. Alright, so we go in again with Sunscourge. So probably blocking and then pinging in for damage. Or just dying. Alright. Aether Chaser. The first strike is always troublesome there, but we have a pretty good board. Alright, so we draw into land, so we can play a Noxious Gearhulk, but I think what we do here is just create more opportunity for lifelink. We could bring out the Anointer Priest first. You know, let's go ahead and do that. So, first off, let's see what's in our opponent's hand here. See if we can take the last card there. Hopefully a Chandra. Alright, perfect. So, take away the first strike opportunity. Create an Anointer Priest, gain 1 life, and then when this comes down, we're gaining 2 extra life. Let's go ahead and swing in with our Angel of Sanctions. Everything else will die because of the first strike and Fanatical Firebrand. We may be okay with that with Sunscourge Champion. So yeah, let's go ahead and go in with Sunscourge Champion as well. Doing 5 damage a turn is a pretty good clock. Getting a Kite Sail next turn. We know we're making a bigger board as well. Alright, yeah, so does 1 damage, blocks with the Aether Chaser. We are fine with that. Alright, so drawing into a swamp here. So we do have the Noxious. I think we do still save that for a better target. So we go ahead with Regal Caracal. Gaining some life here. Swing in. Swing in. And I think we just do those 2 for now. Maybe swing in with more once we're closer to lethal. And he concedes. Opponent scoops it up. And so there we go. That is again the power of White Black Cat in the Hat and our Regal card. We didn't see a Helm of the Host that turn, but you can see the value of just the different synergies within the creatures, being able to take some stuff off their board. The creatures with the bigger butts, you know, the 1/3 creatures are really powerful against the aggro matchups. We do run the risk of having a lot of life, like we're losing life on the card draw there, and some slow lands, but it's such a fun deck. It really is. And you're playing Cat in the Hat. Like, this is such a fun deck. So there you have it. That was Cat in the Hat for Arena Standard. We were playing a Regal Caracal. We never did get Helm the Host on the Cat, and so I may play it again. I'm actually looking at building a red-white version of this with the demanding dragons and a couple of things like that, just to build super fun synergies and fun stuff. Following the red-white Cat in the Hat version there. So if you like this, if you're looking forward to some other decks like this, let us know. Put comments down below. Give us a ton of likes. If we get a lot of likes with this deck, then I will definitely play it again or a different version of it. And please subscribe. And I'm so grateful you're here, and so glad we're able to have so much fun with Magic. And thank you so much.